Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Bullet by NF from his album Hope. I'm musically malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. These videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, see what this song's all about. All right, Bullet is dedicated to NF's wife, Bridget Doremus. In it, NF reassures Bridget that he would do anything for her, even going so far as taking a bullet to save her life if she was in danger. He shows his love and support for Bridget, saying she is perfect the way she is, despite her flaws and insecurities. He describes how much he appreciates meeting her and all the hard work that was put into having their baby in 2021. I obviously love the sentiment of taking a bullet for someone. I'm reminded of a 21 Pilots song. I couldn't remember the title of it. It's called Ride. And one of my favorite things in that song is he says, a bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room, but I don't see many bullets coming through. I think that's how it goes. And so not hating on this song whatsoever, because I think obviously we understand the sentiment that is like, I'd lay my life down for you. I'd give everything for you. But what I love about that 21 Pilots song is that he's essentially saying, like, we say we'll take a bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room, but I don't see many bullets coming through. And the premise of the song is, are you there like in the day-to-day? Are you there just laying down your life in the way that you love and serve and support with your words, with your actions? And then obviously, if you need to lay down your life physically, you would. But the harder thing is you almost have people that are saying, I'd be willing to take a bullet for you, but I'm not willing to help do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't add up. And so in a way, like, that's great that you'll take a bullet for somebody, but how about you just show up in life every day? If you want to look into that song, I have all of 21 Pilots music that I went through from the very beginning of their career up till their present day, just like I did with NF. So feel free to look that up. But obviously doesn't take away from the source of this song. I've never been able to get that out of my head, and I think it's really impactful. All right. Verse 1 says, look, I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. You ever need me for any reason, let me know. I got your back. I would die and kill for you. True. Yeah. I would do the same for my wife. Not in like a mafia hitman type way, like a defend her type way. Don't question that. You know it's true. Don't pretend you don't. Beautiful is what you are. I know you doubt it daily. Words would never be enough to describe the way we both connected when you had our baby. I'm proud of you. I can't believe it. It still fascinates me. Watching us grow seems like yesterday we met. Life is flying by, makes me emotional just talking about it. Got a lot of memories, things I could never forget. You gave me life, when I was on empty and I was going crazy. Stood by my side. It's only right that I return the favor. You changed my life and gave me love when I had none to offer. Gave me hope when I was hopeless. Ain't no second thoughts. If it came down to me or you, I swear to God that I would take a, and then it flows into the chorus. It's funny because obviously he gets into and even mentions here the birth of their child. And those are always such interesting experiences. And honestly, I don't even think about that time very much. I have 3 children. I do remember, funny story, has nothing to do with this song, but when I had my first son, or when my wife had our first son, I was really into Duck Dynasty at the time. So I was like trying to take her mind off of it in the hospital by watching Duck Dynasty. I might have just ruined the show for her. But leading up to it, you know, you have the whole option of cutting the umbilical cord. And I was like, I don't really get grossed out by stuff. You know, if one of our children gets hurt, seriously, obviously my wife could rise to the occasion. But I'm definitely the handle the mess type person. But leading up to it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to cut the umbilical cord. Like, I get the whole release your son into the wild type thing, like release them into this world. But I was like, I just don't really feel any need to do that. Like, I'll let the professionals handle that, and then I'll go do my thing and raise my chid. Chid? What? I'm about to cuss up in here. Raise my kid or my child, not my chid or my child. But my dad was like, well, you never know, you might be there in the room and the emotion just comes up and you might just do it. And I was like, maybe, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. So the time came and the doctor, has the clamp there, whatever, clamps it on. Is like, do you want to do it? And I was like, no, I'm okay. Like, it's really easy. And I'm like, I'm perfectly fine. Yo, those liars. You know what it always reminds me of? I always say that it sounds like cutting a bag of gravel. Or if you can think of those, those socks that like go on the bottom of doors. Have you ever seen those that are filled so they're heavy and they like keep the airflow and stuff out? I assume that's what they're used for. It'd be like cutting through one of those, like a little bag of sand. And he's just cutting through it. And I was like, yeah, super glad I didn't do that, because it is not like you said it would be at all. I probably would have been like, am I doing it? Should I just... No. Or you could go back to Tom Green and the movie Freddy Got Fingered. Like, we were making wild movies. Was that in the 90s or early 2000s? That was that whole era of like American Pie, Road Trip, and he like bites through the umbilical cord. Side tangent done. Okay, chorus. I would take a bullet, give my life in a second if it came down to it. Sacrifice anything to see the light in your eyes. I swear I'd do it. When you're down and you feel low, when your world starts to crumble, when you think that there's no hope, I got you. Verse 2. Yeah, both got trauma. Sometimes I see it work against us. Other times I see it bring us close and connect us. That's so true. The scar on your stomach, that's not a flaw, that's perfection. I'm assuming, based on the song, she probably had to get a C-section, which is not necessarily what anybody wants to do. Your whole body, a work of art. Don't you let that mess with your mental. And I always love, John Bellion does this too, uses the word mental in songs, at least in one song, talking about like your mental attitude and in your mind. I don't know why, I just love when people kind of cut it short and just say mess with your mental. I know your birth plan didn't pan out like you wanted, but look what we got from it. Scared to death. Yeah, more power to women, dude. I've tried to put myself in the mindset of like, which I won't tell you what it makes me think of, but the inevitability that a child is coming. And it's like you spend so much time in the beginning, there's kind of the excitement, hopefully, in most cases. And then you're kind of working to make sure everything's healthy and growing. And then you kind of reach this point where you're like, oh, like the birth is going to happen. And knowing like the strain and difficulty and pain involved with that, and probably not trying to be scared and then rising to the occasion when the time comes, like, way to go. Scared to death. I can't imagine how you feel trying to handle all this pressure you're under, watching you suffer, sick to your stomach. Unprepared. I ain't the best husband at times. My lack of encouragement hovers over us both. Still, you love me. It's mind-blowing. I love this line too. My lack of encouragement hovers over us both. Because obviously a lack of encouragement or struggling to maybe share openly what you feel inside, which is important to do, because if it stays inside, it stays inside. So it kind of hovers over them. But I also love to think about it in the sense of hovering over her as the words unspoken, the times that she might need encouragement, she doesn't get it. So it hovers over her, but hovering over him in the guilt that, man, I should have said something there. I should have been more encouraging. I should have said what I felt. So I love that idea. It kind of works in three ways. Still, you love me. It's mind-blowing. This selflessness you show me on a day-to-day basis is humbling. You picked me up when I was weak and felt like I had nothing left, believed in me and still had faith when no one else did. I wouldn't have a second thought if it came down to it. I swear to God, I'd take a, yeah, I'd take a, and then the repeated chorus. Then our bridge, when the days feel long and the nights get lonely, when your sky goes dark and the rain starts pouring, yeah, when the walls cave in and you need somebody, I got you. And the repeated chorus. Sweet song to his wife, to his love. So very cool. Well, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments. Thanks for bearing with me through my umbilical cord story. And hope to see you in the next one. We're eating good.